All right, hey guys, meteorologist Doug Hetty. I want to give you guys an update on this major winter storm that is rolling through the northern plains, central plains, southern plains, eastern third of the country as we go through about the next 48 hours. So let's break this down, and then, of course, my area. I live in southwestern Missouri in Joplin. I'll break that down for you as well. I'll also do another video later, which just gives our viewing area, but I want to take a look at the entire country. All right, so in the blue, this is all snow. So we're looking southern Minnesota, northern parts of Iowa. This is what we have to deal with during the afternoon hours for us today. Let's go through time. Let's go into this evening. You can see the snow starts overtaking the entire state of Iowa and then into northern parts of Missouri by the time we head into the evening hours. So for Iowa, let's look at amounts. Let's take a look. Let's see what you're going to get. All right, so we're using the HRRR model, which I think has got way too much warm air in it. So amounts are a little lower, but that's one reason I wanted to look at it, because let's look at the lower side of amounts instead of what could happen. But you can see central Iowa, a lot of areas, 6, 7, 8 inches of snow as we go through the afternoon. So Des Moines over toward Omaha, 2, 3, 4 inches of snow. But Des Moines, anywhere from 6 to 9 inches of snow. So this is what's occurring over the next few hours. Let's drop south. Let's go into the southern plains. All right, we're going to switch this over. We're going to go to precip mode and figure out what's going to happen. So we're going to use the HRRR model. And again, I think it's too warm, and I'll show some differences here. All right, so let's go through this evening. So here's 6 p.m. Look at the rain picking up northeastern parts of Kansas. Let's go into the overnight hours. Look at the rain from Nevada, Joplin, Springfield, all the way down toward Tulsa. Here's the area of low pressure in northeastern parts of Texas. But see the circles here? This is an inverted trough. So you can almost run the lines all the way up to Kansas City. See how it pulls the warm air in? And this is really going to cut back on the snowfall amount. So you can see this inverted trough all the way up to about Maryville, Missouri. It pulls all that warm air in, all the rain in. That cuts down on snowfall amounts as we go through the overnight hours. All right, so let's keep going through time. Let's go to midnight. You can see rain through Joplin, northeastern parts of Oklahoma, but look at a little bit of snow on the backside. Finally, as that inverted trough shifts east, snow overtakes northeastern Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, southwest Missouri, but still that rain line all the way up toward Independence, Missouri, which is a suburb of Kansas City. So that inverted trough cuts those snowfall amounts down. All right, let's go through time. You can see the snow overtakes the rain by about 9 o'clock in the morning, and then this system starts to mature and shifts toward the south. All right, let's go to another model. This is a little bit more bullish. It's got a little bit more snow, but it also gives you a little better idea. So we're going back to midnight tonight. Look at the rain. I-49 all the way into northwestern Arkansas. Look how the snow, moderate to heavy snow, overtakes southeast Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, extreme southwestern Missouri. But you can see the tip there all the way up toward Kansas City still, which is kind of crazy. All right, as we go into the morning hours, the snow overtakes it. And I'm leaning a little bit more toward this model over the HRRR model, just because I think the HRRR model is a little bit too warm. All right, then we go through the morning hours. Here's the noon hours, still a band of snow, southern Missouri, northeastern Oklahoma, and then kicks into northwestern Arkansas, and then by tomorrow evening, we're done. All right, let's look at amounts. Now, this model is going to way overdo the amounts, but let's look at them. You can see it's progging about a half a foot in Kansas City, 7, 8 inches southeastern Kansas, Joplin at 8, northwest Arkansas at 2 to 3. This is not going to happen. I think for my area, we're going to continue Kansas and Oklahoma. In fact, let's go to the GFS model. Kansas and Oklahoma, I think 1 to 2. This is a better representation. Kansas City 2 to 3, Springfield 2 to 3, Joplin 1 to 3. So very consistent on the forecast that I've had over the past couple days. All right, let's go east. Where's all this going? Because it gets kind of interesting as it pushes east into the eastern third of the country. Let's take a look. Might as well. Let's go to the mid-Atlantic states. Well, we'll start with the southeast. Come on. Open up, baby. There we go. All right, let's go to precip. All right, let's see what happens tomorrow. Look at all the rain, how it overtakes. We're still on the GFS model. So let's go into tomorrow evening. Rain, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, snow, northeastern parts of Arkansas, Jonesboro. Those areas can pick up 4 to 7 inches. And then look how the snow tries to take over in Tennessee, but all the warm air continues to push in. This is really going to cut down on snowfall amounts for Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, back even into northern parts of Georgia. Then finally, by the time we head into Sunday evening, the snow kind of overtakes it. All right, so let's look in this region. Let's look at snowfall potential. And I think this is a pretty good representation. Let's say from Jonesboro, about 4 inches. Memphis, about 3 to 4 inches. Nashville, 3 to 5 inches. But there is going to be this corridor in North Carolina that could get a foot. Western parts of North Carolina. Of course, now this is the Appalachian Mountains. Central Kentucky, 3 to 6 inches. Now let's shift off toward the northeast. Let's see what the system can do. Let's go back to rain and snow. Again, remember, blue is snow, green is rain, and then the yellows and oranges, that's much heavier rain. All right, let's go through time. So we're looking at Sunday evening. Look at the snow. Expands into Pennsylvania, the eastern half of Ohio, stretches into New York, Buffalo, Albany, but look at the major cities along the coast. Boston, New York, Providence, New Jersey, D.C., mainly rain. Not saying you're not going to get some snow, but mainly rain because this storm system is a little farther inland. Let's keep going through time. Let's go into midday on Monday. You can see Boston's all rain, so the snow is a couple hundred miles inland. But let's look at the amounts because there are going to be some pretty extreme amounts. Let's go back to the northeast. And we're going to use a 10 to 1 ratio. So when I say a ratio, that means 10 inches of snow is equivalent to 1 inch of rain. When you get a very wet snow like this, it's a 10 to 1 ratio. If we were at 20 degrees, it'd be a drier snow, and you're talking at about a 14 to 1 ratio. When you get even colder, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, very dry, powdery snow, then you're at a 20 to 1 ratio. So you could get 20 inches of snow compared to 1 inch of rain. But we're at a 10 to 1 ratio. So let's look. You got North Carolina. I think most of Virginia, West Virginia, Eastern Ohio, we're kind of sitting in that 6 to 9 range. I know there's some higher numbers here, but I think most of us are going to be that 6 to 9 range. Pittsburgh, 6 to 9, up to Buffalo, maybe closer to a foot because you'll get a little bit of moisture off the lake. Albany, probably 3 to 6 inches, but you can see the inner cities, D.C., Philly, New York, Providence, not much snow, maybe 1 to 2 inches, and that would be just about it. But this is a pretty big storm system, so we're going to continue to watch it as we go into the weekend. I'm excited. Hope you guys get excited. I know nobody likes to travel in snow, but I get excited to see some pretty big weather events rolling in. All right, guys, have a great Friday afternoon.